Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at etrailer. Today we are reviewing the Thule Verse. This is Thule's super sleek but super beefy bike rack. But something special that I've noticed while using this for a while is that it goes beyond being a bike rack. It's actually a modular rack. And the way Thule approaches modularity here is going to be pretty different from how you've seen other brands approach modularity. This rack grows with you as a cyclist, but then you also have another addition that if you want to go on a big trip, you can turn this into a really good hitch cargo carrier. So let's go through that modularity and see if this is the bike rack that grows with you. But before we get caught up on the add-ons, let it be said that the Thule Verse is an awesome rack on its own. It has pretty much everything that you may need for a great cycling adventure. You have a 60-pound weight capacity for those that have electric bikes. You have zero frame contact. You have your ability to carry around your longer wheelbases, your fatter tires. If you have a mountain bike, electric mountain bike, you're ready to go, chances are this bike rack can carry it. But then you go beyond your base expected features, and the Thule Verse also has some fun additions that is pretty nice to see. Some big upgrades I've noticed is the design of the wheel chock rear tire mount plus the ratcheting strap design. So rather than the slower way of loading your bike up, this just pushes up against your tires, and then you lift that ratchet for a really secure fit. Up front, you have your front wheel mount that secures to your wheel up by the fork. But in addition to that, you have this ergonomic lever that makes that process even easier. And for those that are ready to go for a ride, here's the thing that I've noticed a lot by the trails, is that a lot of people leave their hooks out to the side, which makes it a little tricky to park right beside their cars. In the case of the Thule Verse, when your car is parked, you can leave your hook out like that. It sits super low profile, not in the way at all. Plus, it makes it so much easier to load up your bike after the ride, bringing this up and in position. And that's just how all of those features work together to make it easier to load and unload your bikes at different shapes and sizes. Up front, you also have this really large handle. Makes it easier to squeeze whenever you need to tilt the rack down and away. You'll want this tilted down for when you want access into your hatch, when you want to lower your tailgate, you want to open up your trunk, get access into your storage area for your helmet, your water, your food, whatever you want to do. You'll notice here that this actually has a pretty deep tilt, which will give you a lot of access to all kinds of things, whether it's in your vehicle or if you need to move around your vehicle when you're at the campsite. Now, how it will fit on your specific vehicle, that's a different story. So you can always check out many of our videos here at etrailer that show how this will fit on your specific car. Now, you do need a hitch on your vehicle in order to carry this bike rack. The good news is that the Thule Verse is available in the 2-inch as well as the 1.25-inch configuration, depending on your hitch receiver size. If you don't yet have a hitch receiver, well, you can find one right here at etrailer. There's an extra thing there too. If you have wiring or are planning on getting wiring on your vehicle, that's when you can start looking at really getting the most out of the Thule Verse add-ons that are available. And this is what the 1.25-inch version is gonna look like. So exact same parts, exact same features, but you do have a smaller shank in order to fit in to those smaller vehicle hitch receivers. Be mindful that because of that smaller hitch receiver, you may be working with a slightly less weight capacity compared to the 2-inch counterpart. And that's mainly because of that smaller hitch design. So because of that, Thule accounted for it by lowering their recommended weight that you put on the bike rack now to 55 pounds per bike. So while you still have the exact same parts on the bike rack, they're beefy, heavy duty, ready for adventure, your hitch capacity does need to be accounted for. So hopefully this helps explain that difference. But other than that, all the features and functions are going to be the exact same between your 1.25" and your 2". So let's go get back to our 2" car. But a quick run through of your add-ons is going to be for your heavier bikes or your taller vehicles. You may want to consider a look at the Thule loading ramp, which allows you to roll or ramp up your bikes onto the rack instead of having to lift it. You might also want to consider the Thule tail light and license plate kit, which plugs into the 4-way wiring of your vehicle. And then that way, when your vehicle lights turn on, so does your bike rack. Another option is the wheel add-on. So the wheels is for the bike rack itself, and that's helpful if you find yourself taking this rack off of your vehicle often and having to store it in your garage or in your driveway, wherever. This makes it easier to roll around instead of having to lift the rack. And finally, there is the Thule repair stand. That's going to be a stand that attaches to the bike rack, and if you find yourself having to make quick repairs at the trailhead, like inflating your tires or just making quick adjustments to your bike, having that repair stand instead of a whole separate thing you have to cart around could be really helpful. So as you grow as a cyclist and really develop your own priorities, whether it is you like to work on your bike or you get a heavier bike and you want the ramp instead, this bike rack grows with you. But also, if your family grows or your friend group grows, there's also a 2-bike add-on. So that goes from the 2-bike Verse to a 4-bike system. Now that's going to be pretty large and pretty heavy, so definitely double check your vehicle capacity for that. But it's still pretty nice to have all of those nice features we get with the Verse, just more. So hopefully this video was helpful for you. What you saw was a look at the Thule Verse, as well as a glimpse of some of the other add-ons and kits you can get with it right here at eTrailer. My name is Evangeline. I hope you enjoyed this journey.